Oh. Hey guys, it's Elsianna here. Don't mind me, I'm just messing with my camera. And today we are going to be playing a new game. It's called Storyscape. Storyscape. Sorry. It's a new game I found on Google Play. It's free. For anyone who wants to play it themselves. And I'm actually playing the Titanic episode. Kinda. The Titanic storyline. So yeah, that's what kind of got my attention was the Titanic. Because I got saw an ad, and it showed Titanic. I was like, yes, please. So I'm trying it. It's either this or Escape Titanic, which, I don't know. I Google played, searched Titanic games, and this came up, as well as, something called Escape Titanic, and something called Titanic Zombies, which I think that is just insulting. I don't... I'm not saying zombies in the time, but, you know, it's pretty insulting. But I have played a bit of this, and I played the first episode, but I rewinded it because it didn't really work out that well, so we're gonna see how well it goes. And, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, let's start. And I already played this, so we know we cannot customize our character. I am standing on the finest ship ever built. Salt wind whipping through my hair as we speed across the Atlantic. 2,200 passengers sail with me. I thought it was a little less than that, but okay. Yeah, there's like 2,000. Yeah, there's 2,200. There's a little more than that. There's like 2,000 something. 2,200. 22. Oh wait, no, 2,200. Sorry, I'm an idiot. 2,200. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. Sorry, I'm just. What? I'm so freaking tired. I really hope me standing up is not the thumbnail for this video. That's gonna be the most awkward day of my life for this. You can bet your ass I'm changing it. Also, if I say anything like, let's dive in, I don't mean it, like, no pun intended. Just warning, so. Because I said that I tried to make this video before, and it scrapped it because it was pretty awful. Anyway. 2,200 passengers sail with me. Millionaire tycoons and socialites, immigrant families and ship stewards, lovers and broken-hearted. Every passenger is a story. This is mine. This is so cool. If I wasn't so scared of the original Titanic disaster, I would totally go on the ship. A new one. They're building a new one, and I would totally go on if I wasn't afraid. If I didn't fear for my life, I would totally go on the Titanic too. Titanic! I love how it's the same font from the movie too. My name is Adele Karam. I think it's Karam. I pronounced it Karam last time, but I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. C-A-R-R-E-M. If you guys know how to pronounce that, let me know. For now, I'm pronouncing it Karam. Adele Karam. Or Karam. Karam? I don't know. Karam? Maybe? Maybe it's Karam. Adele Karam. I said Karam. 1 month ago, I made a choice that would change me forever. Oh yeah, we started out in prison. London, 1 month earlier. I'm in prison. Again. Officer Porter. Back again, are we, Adele? Policeman. One of your regulars? I see her more than my children these days. I assume she was protesting again? And did she chain herself to a railing or strike a policeman? Or both? She smashed a shop window, shouting about women's rights to vote. Like, I understand the cause, but I don't do it, guys, because protesting can be dangerous. I understand why you would want to protest, but, you know, depending on the cause, I guess. What would your father say, young lady? Papa's dead, of course. I tried to imagine his soft voice, his train accident, and tell the officers. He'd say you're idiots. He'd tell you to join the resistance. The dead don't talk. Okay, so in the original video I did, which again you will never see, I said he'd tell you to join the resistance, is what I said, so these are options. He'd say you're idiots, he'd tell you to join the resistance, or the dead do not talk. Or the dead don't talk, I should say. I'm gonna say the first one, just see what the reaction is. You stand up to authority. Whoo. Oh yeah, this is us, by the way. If you were alive, Papa would have laughed in your faces. I'll save you some time, though, and just ask you to bugger off. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. No husband either. No husband either? It's either, but whatever. I don't give him an answer. It's none of his business. Officer White. Well, fewer people are going to miss you while you're banged up. Wow. Fewer people to miss you while you're banged up. Wow. It'll go hard for you this time, Adele. Property damage, public disorder. What she means is, settle yourself in, girl. You're going to be here a good long time. My breath comes faster and faster as they walk away. I am afraid, but not for myself. I'm afraid for the only person still living that I love. Helene. My little sister. Oh, my sister. I can't believe you told him to bugger off, so this is a random stranger. The voice comes from the next cell over, a rich boy slumming in London's jails. He reeks of cheap gin and expensive cologne. To see a member of the weaker sex adapt to imprisonment with such poise. We're stronger than you think. Do I know you? You or get out of my business. What the hell out of my business? I think not. I should think not, sir. I should not think, sir, that my circumstances are any of your concern. I expect outrage, but he merely gestures our surroundings. I merely inquired the spirit of, shall we say, shared misfortune. But I have not introduced myself. My apologies. James Eisler, at your service. Adele Karam. Adele Karam, window smasher, habitual inmate, and a rebel, not interested. Let's insult him. Is there anyone who finds your voice quite as charming as you do, Mr. Eisler? My goodness, are you flirting with me, Miss Karam? Wow. He laughed, guys. My face there is kind of his reaction, his look too. He laughs long and loud at his own joke. Oblivious in a way only the wealthy can manage. All joking aside, though, I was actually wondering about your line of work and, well, more specifically, whether you can read and write. My father taught me, and yours? Oh, my father was a poor immigrant, but I had very good governance. A very good governess, and now, well, just look at me. You don't look poor, we have something in common. Sorry. You don't look poor. We have something in common. Maybe I misjudged you. You don't look poor. I can't quite imagine you growing up struggling to survive. Oh, I didn't. My aunt's very wealthy. Who do you think paid for the governess? You chose your family well, Mr. Eisler. Didn't I? Well, regardless. A commotion in the hall interrupts James's story. An elegant man strides our way, comfortable despite his surroundings. He is perfectly dressed and has lively, intelligent eyes. I do believe that's my rescue. And so late, I'm practically sober. Miss Karam, meet Matteo Vasari, my valet. And come to pay my bail, Teo? Well, this is my new friend, Miss Karam. Making friends in high places as usual, James. His voice is smooth, rich, but also controlled. He's a servant, but he calls his master by his first name. Like I said, I'm tired, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for yawning so much, I don't think get any freaking sleep. Barely. I had this huge freaking argument with my family. It has not been easy all day, guys. Like, I'm so tired and a little stressed, I'm not gonna lie. His voice, sorry. His vowels sound pleasingly Italian. Accented with something I cannot place. He turns to me, and I have a moment to notice his startling hazel eye. The startling hazel eyes of his. A startling hazel of his eyes, sorry. Before his lips curve into a rakish smile. Study him, blush like a proper lady. Blush like a proper lady. You acted ladylike. Matteo will remember that. I turn my face to cover the rising flush in my cheeks. Something about that cool appraisal makes me feel quite... Well, enough of that, though. This is me thinking. When I look up, his earlier expression is altered into something more genuine. It makes him look younger. That's cynical. Miss Karam, pity to meet like this, and yet, while James' hobbies rarely yield such lovely acquaintances. Miss Karam's hobbies involve shouting at police about a fairer society. Miss Karam's hobby involved shouting at police about a fair society. Terribly noble, don't you think? Matteo's smile toward James is rigid. The smile of an employee for his employer. Shall we play Guess Why James is in Prison Today? Yeah. Gambling debts, paying for sex, public drunkenness? I'd rather not. Last time I said public drunkenness, which I'm gonna do the same because we did comment he smells like cheap gin. It's easy enough. The fancy clothes, the smell of cheap gin, he got drunk and did something foolish. Ah, Miss Karam, you strike at the heart of the matter. Only the gin wasn't cheap. Then you were fleeced. You really are utterly ruthless, aren't you? Unfortunately, you are also entirely correct. Figures. If you guys don't know what fleeced means, it's like... I think it's... Is it ripped off? Like... Yeah, I think it's ripped off. He got ripped off, but... I don't know. I also stole a policeman's helmet, and I've checked into it. So they tell me anyway. It's all a bit hazy. Entirely charming, James. Now let's talk about your bail. They continue, but my attention is drawn to new footsteps in the hall. Helene, my sister. Helene, sorry. My sister moves confidently towards me. This is Helene. We live together in a rat-infested apartment above a butcher's shop. But she visited me in prison enough to know these cells just as well. Helene. Ah, so there's a sister. She looks too old for 15 years. Not enough food, not enough rest. When Papa died, I was supposed to care for her. I'm all she has. You look terrible. So we can say, it's good to see you too. You shouldn't have come, and you look tired. It's good to see you too. Thank you, Helene. You're always so very kind and considerate to your older sister. Oh, and you've never caused me a day's worry. She lets out a long breath, and her irritation turns to concern. They said you're in proper trouble this time, Adele. They said you're in proper trouble this time, Adele. Adele. They said. She calls me by my real name, Adele. Adele Karam. I've told her to pronounce it Adele, but she never does. The trial might be 8 months off, and you might be sentenced to a whole year. Is that true? Yes, Helene, it's true. Well, I suppose I'll finally have some time without you looking over my shoulder. Encourage her, give her advice, apologize. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have been doing anything that would take me away. Her voice is quiet when she says, is it worth it? Prison? Leaving me? To fight for votes for women, you know it's pointless. Nothing changes. Not for us. Not ever. You can't believe that. I'm a fighter. I'm sorry. I should have put you first. Papa told me to look after you, and I haven't done any very good job, have I? Also, thinking about this, I convinced Helene you were sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to move closer. It's about as close as I can go, guys. And I'm sitting on my knees right now, or cross-legged. She's silent for a minute. I can tell she's trying very hard not to fight with me. I'll come visit you whenever I can. The new forewoman at the factory is a soft touch. Keep out of trouble. Oh my god, I can't freaking stop yawning. Ha, take your own advice for once. She reaches to the bars and presses her hands together. Once, twice, and then she leaves. I glance in the neighboring cell. James and his valet, Mateo, are gone. No surprise, the rules are different for the rich. I sit on the hard bed and lean against the wall. The cold stone wall. Oh, it's quiet, dim, and I am completely and utterly alone. Or entirely and utterly. Whatever, you know what I mean. A month later, I'm watching a beetle crawl across the stone floor of the cell when the keys turn the lock and a metal door swings and green hinges. It's a guard who tossed me in, one with rough hands and a sour expression. All the girls know he's trouble. He first fists over words. I dodged him until now. Command him stop. Be polite. Oh. Don't say a word. He stomps in the cell and goes out. Command him stop. Be polite. Make a scene. We'll try to be polite. Last time I said command him stop and he ended up punching me. I'm not quite sure what this is all about, officer. Force of his blow draws me to my knees. Okay, so he pushes me out of the way. My skin treading on the rough stone floor. The world spins as I look back at him. You're a scrawny thing, aren't you? Get up. I start coughing and blood spatters the floor. He split my lip. I smile as coolly as I look up at him. He's exactly where I need him to be. 3 years, 6 months ago. Golden Square, Soho, London. So we're taking karate. My teacher, Edith Gerard, or Gerard, is a small woman, barely 5 feet in her stockings. The men who jeer at you on the street, the policemen who arrest you. This is Edith talking. They are bigger, stronger, more powerful. That might not be what you want to hear, but it is the truth. You will never be stronger than the average policeman. You'll never be more powerful than the entire British government. She beckons the only man in the room toward her. He's at least 6 feet, heavily built and dressed in the theatrical version of a policeman's uniform. With jujitsu, you can use their strength and power against them. So yeah, they're learning jujitsu. So Adele is trained in jujitsu. She stands there, seemingly relaxed and at ease, as the false policeman comes up behind her and grips her shoulder firmly with his hand. She moves too quickly to see. She moves too quickly to see. In a moment, the man is on his knees, and she has his arm bent back at a painful angle. Oh. This is her. I didn't get to show her last time. So bright. She releases him and looks up at us. It feels as if she's looking directly at me. After a breathless second, I realize she is. You. What's your name? Adele. Adele Karam. Well, Miss Karam, step forward. You're next. Okay, so we're back in the cell. The guard steps forward and my training kicks in. Take that. You know jujitsu, skill help you defend yourself throughout the story. He's the one on the floor. Or I'm standing above him, not even breathing hard. I spit blood next to him and wipe my mouth with my ragged sleeve. Who's scrawny now? The officer grunts and struggles to speak, and I see his arms tense. He's going to try and take a swing at me. Stupid move. Still, I bring my arms up and prepare to defend myself. Miss Officer Porter, what the hell is going on here? She takes one look at my condition and exhales a long, suffering sigh. Her visitor's waiting, and I'll take it from here. The guard's about to say something, but decides against it. He must be smarter than he looks. Your mouth get you in trouble again? Keeping it shut doesn't seem to help. All I say is I don't know what's going on, and they push me to the ground. She walks me past the nicer visiting rooms and through a winding set of corridors towards the exercise yard. But I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here, but Officer Porter certainly isn't happy about it. You've got 10 minutes, sir. No, 1 second more, do you hear? Yeah. It's Mateo. She swings the heavy door open to reveal Mateo, the rich boy's valet, standing in the yard. Not someone I thought I'd see again. His winning smile bounces right off Officer Porter's grimace, and she shuts the door behind us with a ringing clang. He doesn't say a word, he just looks at me intently. He looks intently at me. I can only imagine what he sees, and it's not a flattering picture. I can smell the soap on his skin, the the pomade in his hair. I feel filthy next to him. After a month here, I am filthy. Who hit you? Oh. He's gone. He takes out a handkerchief and dabs at my split lip. Then, as if surprised by himself, he changes tack with remarkable smoothness. Oh no, okay. I don't think I introduced myself properly before. I'm Matteo Basari, at your service, Miss Karen. Smile, look away, and temper polite courtesy. Look away, Mary. I put one leg in front of the other and dipped my back when my muscles are weak from exhaustion. So we try to curtsy. Thankfully, he catches me just before I stumble, holding my arms long enough to steady me. This is the longest you've been in prison, isn't it, Miss Karen? I can understand they're sentencing girls like you to 6 months now. Even an entire year. Do you really think you can last that long in here? Think your sister can last so long out there? As much as I appreciate the fresh air, did you have a point? I do, in fact. I have a proposal from my master, James Eisler. Go ahead, explain. I'll tell him to explain. Well, obviously, he hasn't fallen madly in love with me, so there must be something else. If you're not naive, that will help. He smooths his jacket and hands are sure and certain, but there's a hint of tension and gesture. I'll come right down to it, Miss Karam. It's willing not only to pay for your bail. He is willing not only to pay for your bail, but to offer you a second chance. No more factory work for back-breaking hours. No more struggling to obtain simple necessities. A new life, not just for you, but for your younger sister. My father always said that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The facts are these. James has a wealthy aunt. She paid for his education, his club memberships, his London house. And while she is loving and generous to her nephew, she is, to most other people, a fire-breathing dragon. She has burned through 8 private secretaries in the last year alone. James and his aunt will travel by cruise liner to New York in a week's time. You can stay here and hope for a lenient existence. His expression makes it clear how likely that he thinks that is. Or you can become a secretary, manage the demands of a spoiled rich lady, and build a new life for yourself and your sister in New York. Am I even qualified for the job? Leaving London, I can't imagine. Live in New York? Am I even qualified? I've never really done any secretarial work. You're clever, and James said you can read and write. You'll manage. So which one is it, Adele? Sail away from all your troubles, or stay right here? When he puts it that way, there isn't really much of a choice at all. Good point. I'll go. I say through cracked lips, my emotions are a riot. He shakes my hand and we seal our bargain. There's one more thing you should know. James' aunt is not only wealthy, but she's famous. She's Zeta Serta, the film star. He waits for a response, but I don't have one to give. You don't know the Zeta Serta? Star of American Aphrodite? What about the small-town showgirl? Between protests and jail time, I rarely get to motion picture shows. Consider me chastised. I live a wasted life in comparison. Matteo laughs lightly, sorry. But it doesn't quite reach his eyes. Very little seems to when he speaks of himself. Zeta's career has been something of a slump, but she's planning on making a comeback in America. You'll be assisting her on the Atlantic crossing. Any other questions, Miss Karam? You're coming along, I assume. You showed interest in Mateo, you'll remember that. If James is coming along, I imagine you'll also have the pleasure of your company. From time to time, at least, we'll see what the voyage offers. He smiles as he says it. It's almost mischievous. And he hands me a pair of tickets, purchased in advance, it seems. And yeah, he just handed me the tickets for the Titanic. For 2 second-class bookings on the White Star Line. For their steamship RMS Titanic. Sailing to New York City on the 10th of April, 1912. 1 week from now. Go home, Adele, and tell your sister the good news. I hold Helene's hand tightly as the London train rattles and speeds southward. Each suitcase we carry is carefully packed. Each outfit painstakingly chosen. Dull and traditional. Now may not be the time for making bold statements and getting noticed. I am a bail jumper after all. So you guys can maybe you can hear the music from the movie. We are carried along with the crowd to the Southampton docks. The RMS Titanic is already there. A behemoth of a ship, vaster in size than I could ever possibly have imagined. 3 of its 4 stacks are already belching soot into the air, as if it were some great beast. Yeah, because only 3 of the 4 stacks are operational. Also, as you noticed, I just want to point this out before I continue. As you've noticed, my room is clean. Guys, this is beautiful. Like, it's clean. Well, this area over here is clean. But that's fine, because I don't walk over here. I only walk here. So, as long as I can walk in the room. So nice. I think Mateo's description of my new boss, Zeta Serta, a fire-breathing dragon. I think of my boss's description, sorry. What are you smiling at? Oh, nothing. I turn. She's looking at the ship with worry in her eyes instead of wonder. We're going to be fine. We'll have time to spend together. Don't fret about every small thing. Last time. Helene will remember that. It's going to be fun. Just 2 of us sharing a cabin. We can sneak into the Turkish bath. Try out the swimming pool. We're going to be floating in the ocean and you want me more water? No thanks. We make our way to the 1st and 2nd class gangway, passing the 3rd class passengers on the way. I take one look at them, hard-faced men and women, holding bundles and babies, dressed in rough clothes and pulled-down flat caps. Our lines shuffle forward slowly. I look around, trying to spot James or Mateo, or even Zeta. Surely the film shot would be obvious even in this crowd. In a crowd like this. But no, there are too many ladies dressed with the latest Parisian fashions. Men with silk cravats that cost more than a woman would earn from a year's work in a shirtwaist factory. If you guys don't know what cravats are, it's a hat, I think. All of them, all of us, heading somewhere new, together. Adele? Her voice is as childlike as I've ever heard it. Soft and tentative. What if I don't want to go? What if I liked her life? Hug Helene, I ruined her old life. I'm in charge now. Hug her. I pull my sister close, feeling her warm through her clothes. She startled for a moment, but then hugs me back. The gangplank shifts and rolls a little as people move up. We're close to the front of the line. Tickets, please. I give our tickets to the bored-looking steward. I don't blame him. It's a warm day, and there are still at least 100 passengers to embark. But his expression goes from bored to perplexed as he checks the tickets against the passenger list. Sorry, miss, which one of you is Adele Karam? I am. Right, well, you're booked in second class. Right and tight. But Miss Hillary, Helene, she's booked in third class. There is no way that's possible. The tickets were booked together. Sorry, miss, I don't know what to tell you. Tickets say one thing, but the passenger list says another. Third class gangway's over there. Adele, what's going on? Look, there's been some mistake. I need you to lower your voice, miss. I got 100 passengers to get on board before 11:30. And this ain't helping. I didn't think they used words like ain't in 1912, but here we are. Maybe they did, I don't know. I didn't know they used slang in 1912. Oh. A whistle blows, and the crowd behind us grows impatient. I can feel the steward's mounting exasperation. Adele, please don't leave me. I hold tight to Helene's hands and see the fear in her eyes. Aboard the Titanic, across the ocean, is our future, but in front of me is my sister. I promised her we'd be together. Another whistle blows, long and insistent. The steward coughs expectantly and waits for my answer. I tighten my grip around Helene's hands and look up. I know what I have to do. Oh, okay. So this is the next episode, season 1. Next episode. Okay, so we're back. I've just boarded the world's greatest ship. But I'm in second class with the stewardess waiting on me, and Helene, my sister, is somewhere else. I place my hands over my ears as the ship's mighty whistle blows again. Loud, aren't they? You'll get used to them, miss. The stewardess hefts my bags with the ease of a long practice. D-deck is this way, miss. I try to follow her directions, but I keep replaying the last few moments in my mind. Gripping Helene's hands and arguing with the steward over the passenger list, insisting that Helene was with me. We had to travel together. The steward replying that he would not help us, and calling men to escort her forcibly to third class. I was as powerless as Helene's hands slipped from mine. Her look of surprise, if not betrayal, as she was pulled towards steerage. My own voice, as I said, I'll find you, I promise. I stood there and watched as I took my sister away. Miss. So this is the maid that was talking to us. I attempt to smile to mask my distraction, but she gives me a sympathetic look. Leaving England always feels strange. Are you going on holiday? Okay. More permanent than that. I said to my boss. Yes. More permanent than that. No, I'm going for good. I've been to America 8 times, but never farther than the Chelsea Piers. 8 times? Yes, miss. I've crewed cruise ships since I was 16 years old. That's her. That's the maid. I don't know why it's so freaking bright in my room. Hold on, let me turn down the brightness here. Yeah. So as I said before with the Titanic games, there's either this game, something called Escape the Titanic, which I did download, and something called Titanic Zombies, which I'm not going to insult my intelligence by playing. Oh, much better. Look at that. So much better. The pride in her voice lifts my mood as a touch. Also, this is what we're wearing now. I ask about her duties to distract myself from the thoughts of Helene. It seems that the White Star Line is average for a cruise ship employer. Comfortable cabins, reasonable pay, but the work sounds like drudgery. Excuse me. We're going right past first class. We're supposed to go a different way, but a little shortcut won't get us into trouble. She waits around passengers, motioning for me to follow. I can smell expensive perfume and fresh cut flowers. Suddenly, someone stumbles into me from behind, and a hand reaches out to keep me from falling. And this is really freaking cool. Rose from the movie. So this ties into the movie, which is why it has the same font as the movie. Okay, so there's Rose. So pretty. Oh, I do beg your pardon. I nearly topple into my heavy skirts. I nearly topple over in my heavy skirts as I try to regain my balance, but my rescuer is stronger than she looks. She's just a slip of a girl. Close to Helene's age. No more than 17 or 18. I'm gonna try a British accent when they start talking, okay? From one glance at her clothes, I can tell she comes from money. Several maids trail behind her, laden with boxes. An older woman, her mother, clamps a hand around her wrist and tries to pull her away. Invite Rose to the ship? I can't. It's all fine. Please don't trouble yourself, miss. She gives me another apologetic glance before her mother hustles her away. I catch myself thinking, poor girl, and it almost makes me laugh. What would someone like that want with my pity? Oh, I forgot to do the British accent. Sorry. What are her troubles compared to mine? I feel a rumble begin below my feet. The ship's engines. The Titanic is leaving port. I forget all about the stewardess and red-haired girl from first class and rush to the boat deck. Below us, men cast off thick ropes, tying the ship to the docks as tugboats push and pull her out of the harbor. Passengers lean over the railings, waving hands and hats, calling out their goodbyes and best wishes to those left behind. So we can bid past good riddance, celebrate with the crowd, or look to the future. Let's celebrate with the crowd. My voice joins the shout of farewell and whoops of joy. As I lean over the railing and wave to the spectators. I feel the excitement of the crowd ripple through me. All of us, together, embarking on the great adventure. I glance out the poop deck as the ship slices through the water. Whistles blowing in merry warning. Why do they call it that? In third class, the third class passengers are doing much the same as we are, from our more exalted positions. For a moment, I think I see Helene, but she's gone before I can be sure. I did what I had to ensure our future, to escape London and its jails. I can't quite convince myself that my sister will understand. Miss, there you are. It's the stewardess laden with my bags. She looks both cross and out of breath. Probably been hurting for some time, and with 100 other passengers who still need to be settled in. And another stewardess rushes past with flowers in a crystal vase. followed by one more holding a leash of a small, luxuriantly coated dog. Please, miss, follow me. I take one last look at Southampton docks, now receding into the distance across the glittering blue of the harbor, and I follow her down. The smell of fresh paint is overpowering, roared Titanic. It's a reminder that I am somewhere truly new. I'd wager even the stewards don't know their way around the whole ship yet. The stewardess carried my bag into the cabin for me, no doubt eager for a tip. I doubt she'd be so quick if she knew the state of my purse. Before I can enter, she shrieks, and I hear my luggage hit the floor. I rush forward to see her frozen in the middle of the room, her gaze fixed on a man's lounging shamelessly on the sofa. James, what are you doing here? Miss, I open my mouth to ask for his help with Helene, but he turns toward the stewardess with a glint in his eye. Hush now, my dear. I'm an old friend of Miss Karen's. I just wanted to give her a little surprise. No harm done. Sure. I don't like this guy. He leans forward with a couple of coins glinting in his palm. When she reaches for them, he pulls her off balance and into his lap. You're a pretty young thing, aren't you? The stewardess squirms a little, but doesn't muster enough objection when James tightens his arms around her waist. I should stay silent. I need his help in sorting out Helene's ticket. But then, and he looks directly at me, and his eyes... He looks me directly in the eyes as he brushes his lips against the stewardess' ear and whispers, Good girl, give me a kiss, and I'll let you go. Stop it, that's not our job. We need to talk. That's not her job. The poor girl's here to carry my bag and clean rooms, not to sit in gentlemen's laps. I'm relieving her from the boredom and toil. Surely you won't deny her a rest. I don't think she finds her position particularly restful. I think she does. He fixes her with an expectant smile and doesn't blink until she gives in and says, Yes, sir, I do. He turns his face slightly, and she kisses his cheek. So quickly her lips barely touch his skin. Then she's at the door, coins clutched in her hand. I can't help but feel her glare as she passes me. Dear me, it was only a peck on the cheek. Stop looking so shocked and sit down, Adele. He passes his newly empty lap as an invitation. I remain standing, and apart from a theatrical sigh, he doesn't press me to sit down again. He looks around the room, the mirror, the beds, the bare walls, before settling in his gaze on me with a lazy, self-satisfied air. Well, it's not completely bare. I mean, there's a weird picture of the Titanic on the wall for some reason. Why would they put a picture of their own ship on the walls? Quite a challenge for you, Adele. From jail to, I suppose you'd call this luxury, wouldn't you? I've become acutely aware that it's just the two of us. You must see in my expression, because he laughs delightedly. Surely you're not afraid to be alone with me. Why would I be afraid? Why would I be afraid? Helene's ticket was a fake. You can't bully me. Helene's ticket was fake. I'm glad we're alone so I can ask you for help with Helene. She's in steerage. Yes, I know. I put her there. The words leave me speechless. Oh, don't laugh. It's not funny. My dear girl, I don't mean to laugh. It's only your face. It's quite comical. You separated us on purpose? Your sister's distraction. I removed that distraction. That's when I realized it. This isn't some sort of aristocratic whimsy or unpleasant joke. James Eisler is no fool. He's a villain. Do you hate me now? Such a waste of time. But then, much like me, you're irrational about your family. That's why I installed you as my aunt's secretary. I need your help with an unfortunate situation. Give me Helene. I intend to do my job. Let him explain. Give me Helene. I want no part in your schemes, whatever they are. All I want is my sister back. You'll see your sister again when I'm ready. Which will be when I'm sure you're ready. Which will be when I'm sure you're ready. I suggest you listen well. So I do. I listen. I hear every word and I watch his face as he glares, knowing Helene is waiting for me. I've lived off my aunt for her entire life. She has no husband, no other family to speak of, sorry. It's only natural that I have certain expectations about her fortune. You expect her wealth to go to you. He winces but doesn't agree. He winces but doesn't disagree. But now, suddenly she's engaged to a young man. Young enough to be her son. That bastard will cut me out of the inheritance. I do the same in his place. Who wouldn't? I have to break up the engagement. That is, you have to break up the engagement. Okay, so this is where I left off. You would destroy your own family? I can't do that. I won't break up a marriage. I will not break up. You want me to come between two people in love? No, absolutely not. My God, I never took you for such a sentimentalist. Sentimentalist, Adele. My aunt's not in love. She can't possibly be, at her age. Old people fall in love all the time. My papa fell in love with the lady who did our ironing. And he was 50 at least. Well, for your sake, I hope that's not the case for Aunt Zetta. It will make your job that much harder. But I don't care how you do it. Just find something that will turn her off fiancé for good. And if I don't, I'll tell the authorities I'll tell the authorities at Ellis Island that you're a bail jumper, sorry. You'll go back to prison. Your sister will be all alone. Ellis Island, so Liberty Island. Where the Statue of Liberty is. I don't know what the people on Ellis Island will do, but okay. He glides to his feet and crosses the room so that he's standing beside me, close enough to take my hand in both of his. I don't want to threaten you, Adele. I want to help you. I could give you enough money to start your new life in America. I'll even let you see your sister in steerage. He looks into my eyes and strokes his thumb across my wrist with every appearance of sincerity as he says. I'm desperate, Adele. As you were in prison cell, I'm desperate, Adele. Just as you were in that prison cell, I helped you escape. Now it's your turn to help me. Turn the tables, manipulate James. Give him to James, reason with him. We're gonna try reasoning with him. Because I have to pay 18 gems to, this is a game where you have to pay gems. I have to pay 18 gems to help him turn the tables and manipulate him. I'm not gonna do that. I only have 13 gems. If I had, say, 30 gems, I'd do it, but I only have 13, so. This isn't the right way. Even if you are desperate, you could live without your aunt's money. Don't try to make me a better man than I am, Adele. It won't work. His voice sounds light and carefree, but I can see the tension around his eyes. Think about my offer. I know you'll do the smart thing in the end. It's what I would do. His insulting smile seems to linger in the air. Oh, insinuating, sorry. Insulting. I'm an idiot. I stare at the cabin door long after he's gone. I explore G-Deck while trying to order my thoughts and find a path to Laney. The second-class dining saloon is stunning, filled with luxurious furniture upholstered in a deep shade of crimson. If not for the vibrations of the engines, I'd swear I was in a hotel rather than on a vast steamship. I lengthen my stride and push my shoulders back, attempting to look like I belong in the less passenger-friendly areas. The workers give me a few odd looks, but I turn left and keep walking past the heat from the baker. First, Sorry about that. But I turn left and keep walking past the heat from the baker's shop ovens. Aha, there you are. I found it. A staircase locked behind a metal gate. And down the stairs, third class, and Helene. Yeah, or I hope so. Or so I hope. James's schemes be damned. And I'll find her if I can. Can I help you? Steward. It's a passing steward. He's broad-shouldered, enough to be intimidating, but he smiles with ease. If you're lost, I can take you back to your cabin. I demand you open this gate. I'm a lost third-class passenger. I'll tell him in third class, see what happens. If you could take me back to my cabin in third class, please. I don't know how I found myself here. Gives me a serviceable traveling dress. Gives me a serviceable traveling dress a long look. Are you quite sure you're a third class passenger? Of course I'm sure. I'm so... Oh, I just wanted to visit third class so much. I shouldn't have tried to trick you. I open my eyes very wide, doing everything I can to seem innocent. Do say you'll forgive me. He looks pained for a moment, almost as though he's smothering a laugh. But then he raises his eyes to mine, and all I see is cool politeness. In that case, would you like me to take you back to your cabin? Oh no, I'll find my own way, thank you. I give him a winning smile, and he inclines his head and moves off. I wait until he no longer feels eyes on me before I pull a hat pin from my hair and I lock on the gate. I slide the hat pin in the lock and move it around, but the pin snaps in two. Oh, damn it. Shoddy workmanship. I whirl around surprised to find the steward observing me with a friendly curiosity. Thought you fooled me with your innocent act? I grew up with sisters. I'm immune to all that. He takes the broken hat pin from my hand and peers at it closely. You need something better than this bit of tin to pick a lock. He pockets my broken hat pin and gives me another bright, flashing grin. Don't look so cross. I'm Charlie Stoat, third class steward. I can take you below if you like. Yes, I like that. What do I owe you? Wait, I'm not in trouble. What do I owe you? I don't have that much money. I hardly any at all, in fact. I make a decent enough wage these days. But even if I didn't, I wouldn't take money from you. That's so. He actually pauses to consider the question before nodding. Once and saying simply, yes, it is. But I would like to know your name. I don't know this man, or his intent, but everything from polished gold buttons to his smile shines true. Adele Karam. He closes his eye for a moment and repeats the name under his breath, like he's memorizing it, like he's savoring it. Adele. His Yorkshire accent makes my own name sound strange to me. Once again. I can't decide if I like it. He unlocks the gate and holds it open for me, like a carriage door. And I'm some down-at-heels princess. As we descend in third class, the illusion of being inside a grand hotel diminishes. Down here, Titanic is unmistakably vast. Carefully regulated machine. Titanic is unmistakably a vast, carefully regulated machine. The engine's vibrations become a steady rumble that's impossible to ignore. I like it better the deeper we go. Feels more like a proper ship. It's what I'm used to, I suppose. I used to be a trimmer, part of the engineering crew. I'd load the coal onto the ship, keep it level, and shovel it into the Shovel it down the chute to the fireman. It's important work, but hot and dirty as anything. Being a steward is a step up, or so they tell me. He pauses, and I realize I haven't said anything for the last few minutes. It's too caught up in my own thoughts. You're being awfully nice. I'm not very good company. Did I ask for your life story? I'm not gonna say that. You're being awfully nice. Do you go out of your way like this for all your passengers? Technically, you're not one of my passengers. And yet, you're here with me. I'm not helping you because you're a passenger. I'm helping you because I think you're interesting. Not that many women working the coal barrows. No, though I trust you to do your part. If you were in my crew. You know, it would probably help if I knew what you were looking for. My sister, Helene. We were meant to travel together in second class, but my employer booked her in third. He gives me a curious glance, but it's the truth, more or less. Alright. Single women in families are in the stern rather than the bow. We'll go deck by deck. Sorry, I heard music and I suddenly paused. He hesitates a moment. You should know, third class on Titanic is as nice as second on most other cruise ships. The only difference is, the people are poorer. You prefer third class, don't you? I'm poor too. And more dangerous. I'm poor too. It might not look it, but I grew up poorer than half the people here. I don't look down on them. If that's what you think. I wouldn't have helped you if I thought that. You know, some first-class ladies have already trooped through here as though it's a zoo. As already trooped through here as though it's a zoo? Sorry, that was a question. You're joking. No, 3 women dressed in silk and jewels. Come to gawk at my passengers. Makes me miss the coal bunker. Comes to gawk, sorry. Charlie's attention is distracted at the moment as he set foot in the steerage. People are drawn to him. Not just to his uniform, but his openness too. He waves at a few crewmates and another third-class steward. Approaches with a trail of unhappy-looking passengers. It's just a picture of the ship. Charlie greets each with a kind smile and digs a notebook out of one pocket. He tries out phrases in German, then, I think, Swedish, then another language I don't know. Each passenger's face lights up in turn as he speaks to them in their own tongues. He solves each problem with a mix of gestures, repetition, and reference to his notebook. Sorry about that. My Finnish isn't very good. I asked about your sister. She's on F deck, this way. 10 agonizing minutes later, we knock on the door, or F-29. I sigh with impatience when it doesn't immediately open. So, younger sister, is she? How can you tell? She's younger, just like you. How can you tell? Is it that obvious? You're worried about her, more than you are for yourself. It's very older sisterly. He's so serious and solemn that I actually burst out laughing. And of course that's when Helene opens the cabin door. Adele, you're here. I try to turn my giggling into a sort of coughing, but it's half-hearted at best. The shock on Helene's face changes to anger. And you're laughing. You left me there on the gangplank, and now you're laughing? Wow. Sorry, that's my best. Let me try a British accent here. No, Helene. I was laughing at something else. No, I was laughing at something else. It was awful. Oh my god, that was awful. Do you know what they checked my teeth? Like I was a horse up for sale. A doctor pulled back my eyelids. My eyelids, Adele. We're required by U.S. immigration law to check for disease. Helene stares Charlie down like a mouse staring down a tiger, and I see him suppressing a laugh. I accept my apologies, miss, on behalf of the White Star Line. Who exactly are you? Who is he, Adele? I feel things going rapidly off course, but bundle Helene into her cabin, leaving Charlie to stand guard outside. She's in a 4-person cabin. Nicer than I was expecting, if I'm honest. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Now my mom's coming up, so I gotta leave there. I'll be back for part 2 tomorrow. Bye.